Similar to a tank we built in 2009 in Orange on Grassy Hill Road. That tank was 108 feet in diameter, so it was very similar in size, very similar height, and as far as the appearance and construction, it's just about the same. The approach to the tank, we're going to build an access from Summit Street. There's already a roadway through the woods right now that we plan to improve with gravel to make it so that we can get traffic through there. That'll give us access to the tank during construction, and once the tank is online, it'll also allow us access for our crews, and we probably would access the site on order of once a week, something like that, with a van or a car. We have to connect the tank to the distribution system. This would be through a second easement along the west or east side of the property. And we would have a construction easement to install that, and then a permanent easement so that if we had to come back and maintain the main at all, we can do that. Other utilities, electric, telephone, and storm drain will connect into Mountain Street. That's the shortest distance for us. And in order to build the tank, we need to get it at a certain elevation so that we properly serve our customers with the correct pressure. In order to do that, we do have to remove some rock. It'll be about 13,000 cubic yards of rock that we have to remove. The most efficient way to do this is to blast the rock, and we'll try and address that a little bit later in the presentation. After blasting, we estimate we'll have about 17,000 yards of material to deal with. We would really like to reuse about 6,000 cubic yards of material by using a rock crusher to process that material and then reuse it in the tank construction. Which means we'll have about 11,000 yards that we will have to remove off-site. That 11,000 yards represents about 750 trucks that we will have to use to haul the material off-site. One of the needs for the processing the stone on site is that it will eliminate about 800 truckloads of material. Not only do we have to get that material off-site, but then we'd have to bring more material onto the site in order to build the tank. So overall, if we are allowed to crush rock on site, we estimate about 750 trucks. If we are not allowed to use the crusher, we estimate it's over 1,500 truckloads of material. So we feel it's a very important aspect of the project. I've spoken to several neighbors since we sent out letters back in November. I know that the truck traffic is a concern to just about everybody. As project manager, that's probably one of my biggest concerns. We've met many times in-house to try and find a way to deal with this, make sure it's as safe as possible and as unobtrusive as possible. So I'd like to go through some of the things that we'd like to do to make the project better for everybody. We'll likely require that the contractor we hire a city police officer to be stationed on Summit Street while they're trucking the rock on and off site. We'll also require the contractor to maintain one-way traffic, which means we don't want, Summit Street's very narrow, as I'm sure many of you know, as is our access road. We don't want two trucks trying to pass each other on the roadways. So with the uses of radios and with better scheduling, we only want traffic going one direction, empty trucks going up the hill, fill them up, empty trucks coming down one direction. I feel that that'll be a lot safer. We're also going to require the contractor to submit the most recent truck safety inspection reports. We want to ensure that the trucks they're using are newer. We want to make sure they're safe. We want to make sure that they're acceptable for our project, and if they're not, we won't allow them on our job. We'll also require the contractor to submit safety records from the Department of Motor Vehicles for each one of their drivers. Again, we'll review those. If we don't feel they're adequate for our job, they won't be allowed on the project. We also will restrict trucking hours. We don't want the trucks on the roads at the same time that the school buses are on the road. So early mornings and afternoons when the school buses are on the route, the trucks will not be allowed to roll.